Hello and welcome to Devereux's Fireside Chat video series. When someone is experiencing a mental health crisis, sometimes they might need a brief intervention to provide them with the support they need to restore a sense of calm and stabilization. Today, I'm excited to connect with our guests to learn more about Devereux, Florida's mental health mobile crisis service, along with our partnership with the Orange County Sheriff's Office for their specialized mobile crisis service called the Behavioral Response Unit. A big welcome to Devereux President and CEO Carl Clark, Sam Breslin, Devereux, Florida's Program Director of our Mobile Crisis Services and Behavioral Response Unit, and very special guest, Orange County Sheriff's Office Behavioral Response Unit Corporal Rosa Rodriguez.
Good morning.
Thank you all for being here today.
I'm happy to be here.
So Sam, kicking this off with you, at a high level, tell us about Devereux, Florida's mobile crisis service.
Sure. So we started in 2015, just in a single county, Orange County. It was a small team of 8. And since then, we have, of course, celebrated 10 years, 11 years now. And we serve all 3 counties, Orange, Osceola, and Seminole County in Central Florida. We have a team of about 20 clinicians, and we are seeing ages 0 to 30.
And Corporal Rodriguez, tell us a little bit about the Orange County Sheriff's Office Behavioral Response Unit, otherwise known as the BRU, and your partnership with Devereux.
So our unit started in the end of 2019. Very small. It started with 2 deputies and 1 sergeant. We have increased. Right now we have 5 teams going to 6, and we have 2 full-time RPO officers. It's been a great partnership. We couldn't do it without them.
Carl, this is an incredible partnership. How do you feel about the work we're doing with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and why do you feel these services are more important than ever in our communities?
Yeah, we feel really positive. We rely heavily on a relationship with law enforcement in all of our areas that we operate in, and this is a special one because I think that we're helping to have some synergy with the sheriff's office and provide more tools to deal with people and hopefully help manage what mental health crisis in a positive way at the end of the day.
And Corporal Rodriguez, what are you seeing in the need for these services today? Because you're dealing with it every day.
Well, like everything, funding is always needed. We need funding for growth. We need funding for more resources. We definitely need more resources, especially for the people that have no insurance, and that's what we see a lot.
Sam and Corporal Rodriguez, take us through the process. What happens when a call comes into the BRU? How does it work? How do you respond?
The main way is our calls go through the comm center. The comm center takes the call. If the person is in active crisis, the call is going to go to patrol. Patrol is going to go to the scene. The scene is going to make sure that it's secure and safe for our team to come in. Patrol will call our team, we will respond, and we'll assess the situation. We also respond to all the Baker Acts.
If people don't know, could you explain at a high level what the Baker Act is?
It is a 72-hour hold to be assessed and evaluated. And again, it can be extended, but that's going to be up to the medical facility, that's the receiving facility.
And Sam, how do you then partner with Corporal Rodriguez's team?
The Devereux clinicians are housed at the sheriff's office, paired specifically with the Orange County Sheriff's Office and the BRU. They are going out to those calls for service that Rosa explained, and they're also doing a lot of follow-ups. If a client is Baker acted in the community or hospitalized in the community and they're released from that hold, we can follow up after the fact. And like Rosa said, just making sure, did you receive the resources that you needed? Are you doing okay? Would you like to safety plan? And the clinicians can do a variety of assessments. Mainly, we're making sure that those individuals we're seeing in the community, they're able to stay safely wherever they are. So if they are if they're not meeting criteria for hospitalization, we're able to give them referrals on the spot. And we can continue to follow up with them for as long as that person might need. We are truly just there to help these individuals along the way.
The calls that come in, are they typically from the loved one? Do you ever receive a call from the individual in crisis?
Our main caller is usually family members, but we get them from the community. We'll get them from the neighbors. We'll get them from a friend. We'll get them from law enforcement. So it comes from very different avenues.
And for Sam, for Devereux, Florida's mobile crisis service, what happens when someone calls 211? How many calls have you received? What happens? How does it work?
When an individual calls 211, they are connected with the 211 operator. And then that operator just makes sure that the person in need of service is in our age range and service area. They're connected directly to our dispatcher for the day with mobile crisis. The clinicians are responding on their own. So that's the main difference from BRU. Our average response time is about 35 minutes, but our goal is to always respond within 60 minutes of that referral. And then they're getting straight to work. So they're building that rapport with the individual and then following up after that initial crisis. So just like, again, BRU, we can continue to stay with that person until they are linked to a longer term service.
It would be really interesting, Corporal Rodriguez, if you could talk about the volume of calls you've seen. We've all heard of Florida has had massive growth in the past 10 years that this program has operated, and with that growth comes a lot of challenges as well.
We have over 20,000 cases. Those calls come from patrol. They'll come from another unit that refers to us. We do work with a lot of intel and our criminal intelligence portion. So we get a lot of those calls to them where we need to go and assess them and offer resources, again, to avoid that arrest, to avoid that Baker Act. So right now we are over 20,000 calls for this up to this year.
I'd love to hear if you're able to share, Sam and Corporal Rodriguez, any success stories that have happened as a result of you going on site to help someone in a mental health crisis.
Probably a couple of weeks ago, we went to do a presentation, one of our community partners, and one of the people that were in the audience actually came up to us and thanked us for how we helped her daughter, how she used to call patrol numerous times, and her daughter had gotten tased, had been Baker Act, and of course when our unit came in, it was a different outcome, and she hasn't had to call patrol ever again. We don't get to see always the outcome, but those that we hear is very awesome to see that they are improving, that they're going in the right path.
Sam, how about you?
I would remember the clinician went into the school and the individual was having a lot of trouble in school, frequent Baker Acts. Again, they were talking about, removing her from the school. She had made some statements, but the clinician, I think, worked really well with the school and the parents, that they were kind of able to give the student maybe a second chance. And she's able to stay at that school longer. And we got a lot of great feedback, both from the school and also, of course, from the parent. We, of course, want our kids to stay in school, stay out of the hospital. So that's just one of the great stories to come out of mobile response.
It's clear the work you're both doing is absolutely saving lives. Sam and Corporal Rodriguez, how do you feel personally that you're making an impact with this program, with these programs?
It's really the teams that are making the impact. It's the clinicians on the ground that are doing this hard work every day. They're seeing people on their worst day or as a follow-up to their worst day. And that's really difficult to hear. It is easy to kind of see only the negative. And those clinicians are seeing more of the positive outcomes and taking people from their worst day to a sense of safety and stability.
Just like Sam said, it's a team. Again, it's not an easy job being out there dealing with people in immediate crisis. Something that we didn't mention, our vehicles are all marked. They only have half a cage, so a clinician can sit in the back with them and talk to them all the way to the receiving facility and guide them through the whole process, build that report, so when they get out, they could still continue that follow-up. But at the end of the day, again, it is the team members, it is the deputies and the clinicians that are doing the hard work.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, final question. What do you all hope for the future of this program?
I hope that we can continue to expand for both programs, for whatever that looks like, adding teams, adding ranges of service. These teams do such great work in the field, and we just need the funding to continue to support that work and expand what we can do.
I agree. Definitely growth. I would like to see a team to be able to work 7 days, 365 days a year.
We would love to expand this successful program model to other venues. It would be a win-win for the individuals served, but also for the community. It helps to bend the cost curve in the right direction, you know? If you can maintain someone's community tenure, meaning they don't go to the hospital, they don't go to a jail, it does have an effect of saving money for the entire community and also improving that individual's life, that maybe they're not suffering as much as they would be. It's a widespread issue, and to the extent that we can help partner with our law enforcement friends to make a difference here, I think we should do more of that.
And I would also like to add, Carl mentioned cost savings to the community, but if somebody can avoid being hospitalized, that is a cost savings to the individual to avoid an unnecessary hospitalization. I think it's a common misconception in the community. If I'm Baker acted by law enforcement or if I'm hospitalized against my will, I don't have to pay for it. But in fact, that is not true. And being hospitalized for any length of time, as we all know, is quite expensive.
So you're saving lives, not just in the literal sense, but you're saving them in many other ways, whether it's housing, whether it's jobs. These are critical services. So thank you for what you're doing. That does it for this special edition of our Fireside Chats. Many thanks to our guests, to all those watching. Sam, thank you for the work you do every day. And Corporal Rodriguez, a huge shout out to you and all those at the Orange County Sheriff's Office for the work you're doing to support individuals in their darkest hour. You're saving lives. These programs matter. Thank you all again for your time and have a great day. Take care.